growing middle class, increased internet penetration, and a thriving entrepreneurial spirit, the Eswatini market is ripe for e-commerce expansion. This is where Imali Yami, which is a cutting-edge e-commerce and point-of-sale platform, steps in to transform the way businesses operate in the country. FESBC CEO Ben Similane and Sobek CEO Thomas Magwarela will join us in the studio today to elaborate on how this platform operates. Our lead story today, business giant Lincoln Motor says discipline is key if a business is to be successful. Let's get straight into it. In our first story, business giant Lincoln Motor says discipline is key if a business is to be successful. Motor, who is very known in the retail space, said this when sharing advice to owners of small and medium enterprises, especially young people, on how they can start and sustain their businesses.
It has been a concern that small and medium enterprises in the country do not perform well and some are not sustainable, with FinCorp saying most of those who venture into business lack the business acumen. The Youth Enterprise Revolving Fund has also mentioned that some businesses struggle with paying back the fund because they do not make profits. Business giant Lincoln Motor shares advice on sustaining a business.
What I've learned over time is the issue of discipline, separating the two, the business and Mr. Motor. The business on its own, we are dependent. So whatever that the business is generating doesn't mean that it's for Mr. Motor, it's for the business. Mr. Motor must earn a salary from the business. So I think time and again, small enterprises, that is where they get it wrong. We fail to differentiate between the two. I must have a salary based on what input that I'm putting on the business. Then I must earn from that. Then I must allow the business to grow with the profits that I'm making from the business, instead of running for loans, instead of running for, some of them, they even go to the extent of securing loans from Boshailok. You need, what has helped me is consistently reinvesting my profits into the business. I think first and foremost, it's small steps. You don't need to start big, start small, understand what you are doing, work on your craft, improve your craft. Continuous investment of your profit into the business, then definitely one day you will be maybe Mr. Motor or even bigger than Mr. Motor.
He emphasizes the importance of understanding the market for every business that one needs to venture into.
We deal with a lot of them in our organization. First and foremost, more especially the farmers. You find that they take their time, go plant whatever they are planting before they even find the market. By the time their vegetables are good for sale, you find that they don't have the market. So I think what is critical before you start any project, make sure that you've got the market.
Lincoln Motor, who is also the chairperson of the Citizens Economic Empowerment Council, has also advised the youth to fully utilize the different funding platforms by government, including the loan guarantee schemes. For FESBC Market View, Nelson Langamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Manzini.
Businesses can take advantage of artificial intelligence in marketing to save costs in these tough economic times. Hence, a Yadi marketing agency has conducted training for different businesses on the importance of using this technology. Speaking at Bethel Court at Eswatini, the agency's business development officer, Pumlani Dlamini, shared why artificial intelligence is important in marketing.
The International Monetary Fund shares that artificial intelligence can bring new opportunities and benefits such as productivity enhancements, cost savings, improved regulatory compliance, and more tailored offers to clients for businesses. Yadi Marketing Agency says local businesses need to embrace this technology in order to save costs.
The initiative came in the backdrop of looking at the country's economic. So we had an understanding that if budgets were to cut in the businesses, the first point of cutting those budgets is through marketing. And so we are here to teach businesses that there is a way to work around those budget cuts, but at the same time effectively get the job done using AI. One of the topic that will be covered touches on AI, consumer-driven insights, and it just summarizes a job that's ideally needs so many people to do, but in this instance can be done by AI. But then at the same time, there is someone behind the AI platform just trying to ensure that we get the job done effectively and the way that we want it to be done.
Businesses that participated in the workshop share why artificial intelligence in marketing is important in their daily activities.
The reason why we decided to come here as a company, we just wanted to learn more about AI and see how best we can actually use it for our social media campaigns, and also just to boost foot traffic in our shops, and also how best we can track customer service for our companies. So we're hoping that with the new AI, we'll be able to have assistance from that.
The reason why we went into this is to ensure that we are able to provide proper customer experience to every customer that is available or that wants to onboard onto the mobile money platform. Take for instance, we have customers that are disabled. Some may not be able to hear, some may be blind. AI will be able to assist us in ensuring that we provide these customers with proper customer experience throughout their customer journey on the mobile money platform.
Because of the efficiency of artificial intelligence in marketing, the Eswatini Investment Promotion Authority is also urging businesses to use it to maximize resources whilst ensuring swift service delivery. Eswatini, according to the Center for Financial Inclusion, has around 90,000 small-scale business holders who can benefit from using artificial intelligence marketing and grow their businesses. For FESBC Market View, Nelson Langamandla, for Minkosi Nzinisa, Ezulwini.
It's 8 minutes after 2, and that's it for our business news this afternoon. Let's go for an ad break. When we resume, we're joined by FESBC CEO and SOBEC Managing Director, Thomas Magurela. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Alex. Let's talk about banks, specifically central banks. Believe it or not, they're really important to our everyday lives. Central banks manage the flow of money in a country's economy, so things don't go haywire. They're typically part of the government, although they should operate independently. The specific roles of central banks vary from country to country, but they usually have a few key responsibilities. Mainly, they're in charge of monetary policy to keep prices stable. One way they do this is through what's called the interest rate, which is the cost of borrowing money. Central banks lower interest rates, making credit cheap to boost the economy. Because when credit to buy things, such as homes, food, and cars gets cheaper, people tend to buy more. And who doesn't love that? But when prices get too high, central banks can raise rates, making money more expensive to borrow. This can slow growth, but it also brings down prices. Central banks also buy and sell foreign currency. They can do this to weaken or support the value of their own currency. Stability isn't just about keeping prices steady. That's why central banks also play a key role in preserving financial stability. For example, if a commercial bank is in trouble, a central bank can give them a loan, but only as a last resort. Central banks have been using all of these tools to help keep things stable for hundreds of years. Okay, so why am I telling you this? Well, whether you're buying bread, or a pomegranate, or even starting a business, that stability is important for all of us. And here at the IMF, a big part of our job is providing policy advice that can help central banks all over the world meet their price and financial stability goals.
sabadala ukuthi njengalokhu
Sivile sive sitikhulume.
Welcome back. You're still tuned in to Facebook Market View. Thank you for staying with us. The Federation of Eswatini Business Community with a financial services company known as SOBEC will this evening launch the Imali Yami, which is a financial empowerment platform meant to financially empower local small and medium enterprises in an event that will be held at Alcon Business Center in Manzini. We're now joined by SOBEC's Managing Director Thomas Makurela, a company behind the Imali Yami platform, and also the Chief Executive Officer of FESBC, Ben Similane, for further discussions on the launch today. Very good afternoon, Mr. Similane, and to you, Mr. Thomas. Welcome back. Yeah, all right. So you're launching this very important platform this evening. I understand that it is a platform that is proudly African and created by Africans across the continent.
Yes.
What is Imali Yami platform? I think the name is self-explanatory, but how did you come about, inventing this platform?
Imali Yami is aimed at giving tool for small and medium enterprises, where we promote efficiency, and also we promote trade. We promote financial inclusivity. So it's a product that is designed to assist SMMEs to prosper and to also participate in the digital economy. We find that the cost of digitizing business, it tends to be high. So we decided as SOBEC IMF to create a platform that will allow SMMEs to participate at a fraction of a cost, whereby they can adopt e-commerce platform at a fraction of a cost. We allow them to use certain tools to manage their business inventory, to trade, to save, together with our Stockfell module called the CBAS system, also MSA, where people can come together and save. But another important thing is that Imali Yami also allow for individuals to use the platform for their own benefits, in terms of individual coming together to create Stockfell on the platform, using a wallet that is there to trade, to save money, to transfer money at a fraction of a cost. Compared to our competitors, we are very competitive in terms of the costing. So basically what we are pushing partnerships. Hence we have partnered with the FESBC so that we promote this product. We empower people to use the platform, and so that people can also try to start generating wealth, because not only Imali Yami give tools, allow people to make money using the platform.
So it's a mobile it's a mobile app.
Yes, it's a platform which has got a number of modules inside. We have got a wallet. We have got a Stockfell system called SIBA. We have got MSave, also is a Stockfell. One is a rotational, one is a long-term savings. We have got Emma Mall, which is a virtual mall, whereby each and every person, either SMME or an individual, if you have got a product that you want to sell, you can load on the Emma Mall. You sell the product, the public respond to your product, and you can also get suppliers of transport if you're selling things, so that they can respond to that. You can deliver the product that you are selling. So we've got another module called Emma POS, which is a point of sale, which allow retailers to manage their stock, their inventories, to manage their stock levels. It can easily integrate with your suppliers, where if you are running low on your inventory, on your stock, the system automatically generate an email to Your suppliers will be informed that you are running low. Another module that we have is a module called Ematuma. Ematuma is a cross-border money transfer, which we are operating in other countries.
So you can also use the app to send money
Yes,
across the continent,
yes.
and even internationally.
Yes.
Okay.
And we also have got a Emma Funding. Emma Funding is a crowdfunding module whereby SMMEs or even individual, if they want to raise money, they can create a campaign on the Emma Funding, whereby the public will either donate or that you issue equity into your business so that you can raise funding. Very important module for SMMEs, because sometimes you find that an SMME wants to raise funding, but the problem is that the banks, the traditional bank will be looking at issues like your collateral, which becomes a challenge for some of the people who are starting a business.
Okay.
So we are saying, instead of waiting for collateral, you might be having family members who want to assist, you want to donate or money so that you can raise capital. So rather you put your campaign, put it out there on the Imaliame, channel the traffic in terms of social media, let the people support you. And then if, for instance, you want to raise 100,000, you raise 50,000. When you go to the bank and speak to the bank and say, I managed to raise this fund, they can come for shortfall because the risk is been reduced. Okay. So it's one of the modules. The other module that we have is a module called Patele, which allows financial services providers to put their product on the platform and sell your stock, your funeral car, your funeral parlor, your insurance, the brokers, they can sell their product. Okay. Micro insurance, they can put their product there. The last product that we have there is a product that is called Paymate, which allows people to basically make money. Each and everyone can become a Paymate. But Paymate, since we created a partnership with FESBC is taking lead in terms of the Paymate. You have to interact with them so that you become a Paymate. A Paymate is a very beautiful thing. Yeah. Allows any person to make money. Okay. Because as a platform, we have got agent. A Paymate basically is your agent, where you assist SMMEs to load money into the platform, also for cashbacks. And for doing that, you get paid. And it's a beautiful thing. I think I will encourage the public to look at it, even if you don't run a small business.
Yeah,
there are other modules that we are creating on Imaliame, which are very fascinating, that I think will assist the economy.
Yeah, Mr. Thomas, I'm sold just hearing you explain how the platform works. Coming to you, Mr. Similane, have small businesses adapted to the digital landscape? You have a lot of meetings with SMEs in the different parts of the country, and what are their views on technology, advancing their businesses through technology? Are they always keen to listen or hear about you, FESBC, talking about technology?
Yes, the businesses are keen to hear more about that, because, as you know, costs of production and operations keep going up. So they're always looking for opportunities, means and ways of cutting down on the costs. But in this particular instance, what we did was we involved them so that when we were doing trials here and there, they become part of the process. And the information we're getting out of that is that some of them are pretty happy. Okay. With this product, and it's really promising.
Yeah. So what are some of the gaps in financial access, and is this platform, Imaliame, a solution to those problems?
Yes. You may find that, like he has already mentioned, that there's an opportunity to save, and you may find that some of the banks and maybe the financial institutions are not close by. So this will enable, with the payments located at every strategic point, we are bringing the bank closer to the SMEs, and in that way, they will surely benefit, I think.
Okay, just before we talk about the launch tonight, Mr. Thomas, let me come back to you. Let's talk about accessibility and affordability. I know that some SMEs, particularly vendors, hawkers, are not do not have access to smartphones.
Yes.
So what is the accessibility for this kind of platform? How can they access it?
The accessibility, the platform is available on Android phones. Any Android phone can access it. We understand that some of the SMMEs might have a challenge. There are plans that we've discussed with the CEO in terms of how do we make a smartphone accessible to SMMEs so that it becomes easy for them to use the tools that we've built into the platform. So there are plans that we have put in place just to make sure that we allow them to have access to smartphones at a fraction fee, so that it becomes easy for them to access Imaliam and to operate it so that they can empower themselves.
Okay, just lastly, Mr. Simelane, coming back to you, 30 seconds. The launch tonight, will the app be finally live after you've launched it?
Yes, there is a launch tonight starting around 5:30 p.m. Where we will declare that it's now live. Yes, it will be live, but there's a lot of training that we still have to do to get people acquainted. It's new technology. It's not common, to have businesses to do things digitally. So yeah, but it will be live. And in fact, Sobek was stressing that there shouldn't be any break. Once we launch, let's move, so that the more you use something, the more you learn about it, the more you get confidence in using it. And we think that's the way to go.
All right.
Maybe,
we have 20 seconds, Mr.
Okay,
Thomas.
maybe just to add, Mr. Simelane forgot to mention, FESBC members have been testing the platform for the past 2 or 3 weeks. I'm happy with the feedback.
Oh, that's great.
that we received from them. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Thomas, and to you, Mr. CEO. There you have it. They're officially launching the Imali Yami platform tonight. So yes, do make sure that you acquaint yourself on how the app or platform works, particularly for small businesses. Let's go for an ad break. When we come back, we take a look at today's financial markets analysis.
When you choose your adventures, you do so with an open heart and a desire for the unexpected. You embark on journeys to discover new worlds full of wonder. You choose a path to awaken your senses, a world to make you look up and realize just how inspiring this life can be. Arrive and awaken your heart. Explore life in ways only thought possible in your dreams. Discover just how far you'll go to expand your understanding of life's greatest mysteries. There's just one place on this planet with so much to offer. Now is the time for you to have the royal experience in the kingdom.
Welcome back. It's 24 minutes after 2. Thank you for tuning in to FESBC Market View. We now connect via Zoom with Sanel Esbia, who is our economist, to break down today's financial market analysis. Mr. Esbia, good afternoon and welcome to Market View. What's happening in the markets today, starting with international markets this afternoon?
Hi, thank you, Lou. So what we're seeing in international market really is a lot of mixed reactions. So if we start in the US, you will notice that then the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the Standard & Poor 500 Index are still on that positive note, though relatively flat when you're looking at the rate of growth. But then when you look into the Nasdaq Composite Index, you will see that it actually has tanked a bit. So that's actually on the backdrop of NVIDIA not performing as well as markets would have wanted it to perform. So that is the case of AI Lungelele. Even though the company is performing very well and has beat the quarterly output or the quarterly targets in terms of profits, but markets have really set high standards for AI companies. So that's that's what we are seeing happening there in the US. And when you look into the futures market, you will see that, the 10-year bond yield is also on an increase right now, also supported by gold, which shows that, the markets are taking a bit of a step back as we are waiting to see how the Feds are going to to play around with interest rates in the days to come, probably sometime next week. So that's what we're looking into in the US. And then when we move into Europe, that's where we see the impact of the global geopolitical tensions playing out there. You will see that the German DAX index is actually below the 19,000 mark now, losing some 16.14%, some 4% points, 16 points, and the CAC 40 in Paris is there sitting around at 7.1. And most likely, if the geopolitical tensions continue to escalate, we are actually going to see that index coming closer to that 6,000 mark and actually hitting 6.9 at some point. So that's what we are looking into. And when you look into the rate of insolvencies in Germany, that one has tended to go up. If you'll notice that on Monday, we saw that in the US, Chemex is actually also filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So there is that wave of insolvencies and bankruptcies beginning to creep into the market, but it's not going to have much of an impact in terms of the markets. And then coming into London, the mood is relatively flat, because the geopolitical tensions are weighing heavily on the on the markets globally. Going into the Nikkei, you will see that Japan has actually lost a bit of a few points, while the Hang Seng again is back on that 19,000. Yet a couple of weeks, we were really optimistic of the fact that it was going to go back to pre-COVID level, to pre-pandemic levels. But still, we are not seeing that move happening within Hong Kong. But when you come into the mainland, you will see that Shanghai is performing relatively well on the background of those stimulus packages, and also the fact that we're seeing some movement, some big movements within mainland China, with companies raising over 1 billion, and I think markets are reading quite well into that. Coming into Japan, you will see one of the factors to consider is, looking at the inflation outlook, and Japan has moved out of that negative interest rate territory, so they are most likely going to go back into a positive interest rate territory during their December meeting, which is expected during the first week of December. And then when you come into the Johannesburg Stock Exchange, markets are rallying back to that 85,000 mark, for the Reserve Bank of South Africa to actually have its interest rate meeting. And looking at the fact that inflation dipped to around 3.8% in the month of October, we are expecting yet another 25 basis point cut in the interest rate. So markets are just factoring that in, while also looking at what is happening in the global markets. In the domestic stock market, we've not seen any movements. And then when we come to gold and crude oil, you will see the impact of those geopolitical tensions there, with gold gaining a bit, and with oil also on that upward surge because of those geopolitical tensions. When you look into the currencies, Lou, you will see that our currency is actually strengthened a bit against the euro, but has shown some losses against the Japanese yen. So now, when you compare and contrast this with the movements in the US, the upward surge in the 10-year bond yield, that's why we're seeing the dollar getting a bit of strength compared to the domestic currency, compared to the lilangeni. And then when you come into Japan again, Japan has come out to say going to do anything humanly possible to show up the yen. And then in Europe, that uncertainty is right at the doorstep of those euro countries. That's why the euro is somehow losing ground. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Mr. Spear, for that analysis for today's financial markets. It is a Thursday afternoon, and we've come to the end of our program today. This was the FESBC Market View edition. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week, Monday, at exactly 2 p.m. Enjoy the rest of your day and have a lovely weekend.